Guys, how you doing? MDW coming at you with another Hot Toys unboxing review video. So this time I've got something pretty special for you. It is my first die-cast Hot Toys figure that I've picked up for my collection, and it is the Warmachine from Infinity War. This box was really heavy when I picked it up. I've had a little look at the figure as well because there's so much going on with this guy. It is a wonderful figure. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen a couple of pictures of it already. Let's get into it. There's a lot to go through. Guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. So, Warmachine. Been waiting for this guy to come out for a while. I finally picked him up. I had to import him from America. My wife's recently come back from America and I picked him up over there to save paying on VAT and all those kind of bits and pieces that us in the UK, God bless us, have to put up with whenever we buy any of these quality figures, pretty much anywhere. So, there's a lot to go through with this figure, as I said in the opening of the video. So I've just literally got up a bit of a spiel about it from the Hot Toys website, Sideshow website. So I'm just going to quickly run down a few bits of it, a few points about the figure itself, because like I said, there's a lot to go for. I don't want to have a massively long video for this. I just kind of, so if you guys have any questions about the figure, just post them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, but I say I've put the batteries in and I've kind of lit up all the bits and pieces, tried all his accessories, so I know kind of what I'm talking about a bit when I'm reviewing the figure. But we'll have a closer look at it in a second. So let's go and have a look at the Hot Toys website quickly. It's got it on my little iPad here. So, it's proud to present a brand new Mark IV Special Edition 6-scale collectible, Avengers Infinity War, made of die-cast material. So straight away, it's literally kind of die-cast metal material. The box is really heavy, as I said. I picked up and I was like, my God, that's got to be a few kilos at least. Movie-accurate Warmachine collectible, numerous details based on the image of Don Cheadle as James Rhodes' Warmachine. 2 interchangeable head sculpts. Newly painted helmet, head sculpt with striking likenesses with LED light up function. It's got specially features metallic black and silver painted armour with a decal and camouflage patterns on it, LED light up chest, arc reactor, repulsors, interchangeable forearms, weapon armour, back mounted machine gun which is articulated, back mounted missile launchers, and obviously the Infinity War stand as well. There's a special edition version that comes with the battle damaged Outrider diorama, which has got one of the creatures on it they fight in Infinity War there, which is I think laying on the base, but this is the stand version I've got here. So that's pretty much it really. It sits there about 32 centimetres tall, 30 points of articulation, contains die-cast material, blah blah blah. It's all the bits and pieces and the accessories that he comes with, which I will go through there. Yeah, so height is about 12.5 inches really. To see if it says the actual box weight on it. No, it doesn't say the weight. I'm quite interested to see what the weight is actually of it. Dimensional weight, there we go. So yeah, so over 3.5 kilos. So it is a heavy figure to have. And as I say, when I first got him, got my hands on him, I was like, wow, excellent. Opened him up, and we'll have a look at it in a second. I'm just going to go through the box. So again, the classic Avengers Infinity War logo, Warmachine there with the Mark IV, picture of Warmachine on the front of the box, Infinity Gauntlet on the side there, cool paint apps on that, cool printing, which is decent. Then it's got the slide case off, like a lot of the Marvel figures. Then it's got something a bit different inside it. It's got this great kind of Iron Patriot Warmachine box in a box there. So it's got literally a picture of Warmachine, and this bit pops off the top. So I can see that because it's die-cast metal, obviously it needs more protection. So you open this up and there's 2 bits of the box that go. And then there we have a polystyrene inner box, the Warmachine name on the front of that. And then this bit here pops off, and you guys can see I've obviously taken the figure out because I've been displaying it. There we go, so the figure sits in this really well protected polystyrene inner box as well with the accessories there. Then underneath, you guys can pop this out, you guys can see. I'll throw the bits everywhere. Cool, this bit comes out there, and then all the other weapons and the instructions and his base, everything is under the figure. So I thought it was really well presented, really put together, and really well protected. That's a look at the box. Let's have a look at this bad boy. And here we go, guys. Here he is outside of the box. what an absolutely fantastic figure. I'll just do a little pan around there straight away. So, I haven't put all these weaponry on him, all the bells and whistles, because I really wanted to kind of show you guys the articulation and the design of the armour first, okay? So we're going to go into that and have a little look around. Now, the figure is obviously very heavy, so like I said, the box said in its box it's about 3.5 kilos. So the figure is obviously the die-cast material, so he is a very heavy figure. Mine instantly came out of the box and would not pretty much stand up by himself without the figure stand. So keep the figure stand handy, or be aware that because of the way the joints are and the way his armour is that heavy, and he's probably going to be a little bit more top heavier with these shoulder pads and all the guns and everything like this on his shoulders there. I did find mine had a tendency to kind of lean forward slowly and just literally, nearly fall over. So keep an eye on your figure, because I wouldn't want this guy to fall over because he's probably going to break. So let's go and have a look at the articulation first of all. So they've done this really, really nicely because of the die-cast material. Obviously he weighs a lot. You'd think he wouldn't really have much articulation, even with his armour. But there is quite a bit of movement you can get off a Warmachine. So his head is obviously on a ball joint, so it goes obviously left and right. It doesn't really go up and down. You get a little bit of movement there. You guys can see it goes up there and down. That's about as far as you get. The head is interchangeable. Then this is where it starts getting a bit more clever, and I was more impressed with it. So I obviously thought it wouldn't have much movement at all with it because of the shoulder bits and the actual die-cast material. So if I open this up, you guys can see there the ball joints in there. As you can see, it rotates around. Now, all of the armour, a lot of it does move to help with the movement of the figure. So these armour pieces here are actually on spring-mounted kind of connectors onto the actual arm joint here, the ball joint there in the shoulder. And this happens right the way across the figure. So I'll show you guys some of this, the armour, the capability of the movement of the armour. Because you do literally move parts of the armour, so you can move the figure into a position, and then you can just literally put the armour back again over it, and it's really forgiving, the armour. It kind of opens here, lifts up there, so you can move him properly. So it's really, really well thought out. Now, the joint also detaches. Well, it doesn't detach, but it moves kind of twice, if you will. It kind of double joins. So you guys can see here, this is literally, see his joint here is nearly out of the arm socket, and then you can push it back in again. See, it comes out there and push back in again. So you can literally pull this guy out, then pose him. So if you wanted his arm like a little bit more forward, like that there, as if he's firing, and then you can literally push it back into its socket a little bit as well to move it back. Do you know what I mean? So this is how you pose the arms. You guys can see that there. You see, it shows it there wonderfully. It goes into place. Yeah. And this obviously is spring mounted, so this will just move with the arm and just sit wherever you want to put it. So if you wanted to say, let's be shooting forward, there we go, back like that, or if you want to sit normally, just pop it back into the socket there for its original standing position. So that happens quite a lot across the figure. I believe it is in his shoulders here, and then there's one at his waist as well, and then one pair on his legs as well. So I think his legs, and I think actually his feet as well, actually. So his legs, you guys can see this here. I can see this right. So you guys can see, you see that little double joint there? So you see it pulls down. So that's if you want to pose him normally, like that. And then if you want to move his leg more, you put it like that, and then you can pose it moving forward. So his leg doesn't rub on this set of armour. So if you pose him like that, put it back in there, you see his leg can't really go forward much compared to this armour. This armour piece stops it. If you detach it though from it, do that double joint there, and then it kind of moves the leg forward that little bit more to pose. Now also, as well as that, this piece here moves. You guys can see that as well. So this piece here moves, these pieces on his hip move. You can double joint it like that, and there we go. There's the the joint back into place. And you guys can see you've got a little bit more of a different pose action. So that's with his leg kind of forward a little bit. So it's quite hard to explain. And as I say, it was quite freaky to start off with. You put these back in there because I've never really had this on a figure before. And I hope I've explained that well enough for you guys to understand how such a great idea that is and how well thought out it is throughout the figure. There isn't really any more movement on his torso really. But again, I believe it says that you can kind of pull his torso up a little bit to move it. You have the joint again in his stomach here to move his torso a little bit if you want to swivel him. You do a little bit of a waist swivel there, a little bit of a waist swivel there. And as I said, guys, the leg here are the same as the shoulders. The arms have got the rotation. There's all the Hot Toys figures have, and then obviously the joint there at the elbow that spins all the way around, and then the hands move 360 degrees. Legs I've shown you here, the groin, sorry, and then the knees. So again, it actually moves quite freely compared to some of the other figures that I've seen recently. So again, yeah, these bits here open up, and obviously you can bend his knee. As you can see, it's kind of this part here is part of the lower leg, which kind of just comes back up to meet just above his knee there, and then his foot. I've got some joints in there. They're quite so heavy holding this figure up. And then his foot obviously has got loads of little bits. Obviously the loose armour plating here as well, which allows the foot to move, so you can go up like that and then put him down, and he's got something at his ankle there as well that comes out if you guys want to, you know what I mean? So loads of movement positions you can get him into, and some really decent poses. Actually, I was really surprised. I haven't seen any standard kind of Hot Toys figures really that have, you know, some of them don't even have this amount of movement, so it was a really nice surprise for this figure. Okay, so a quick look at the paint application of Warmachine. So again, a lot of metal colours on it. You've got this really bright, vibrant silver on the armour, and then obviously the dark grey that we all know Warmachine has. It's a really nice print on it as well. You guys can make it out. It's almost like a digital camouflage print right the way across the whole armour. Really excellent design for it. It's got obviously the symbols there on the side there, Warmachine Iron Patriot symbols on the armour, and then you've also got the mark of the number as well, I believe, 004 there on his arm. Yeah, but I say again, guys, you know, the little bits of red on the armour here, so just in there on his breastplate, really cool. Breaks up the armour a little bit, but yeah, you know, the colour scheme is superb. There's also bits of movement to Warmachine's armour as well. So obviously he's got this like weapon housed at the back of his armour set here. So it's quite simple to do really, guys. So the gun, when you get it out of the box there, it sits in this little slot here and moves up and down his back. But his rocket pods, his missile launcher things, there go, his smart missiles, literally unclip and then literally push them up like that. You guys can see it sits perfectly, and then obviously his manoeuvring flaps, or his whatever it is, you can call it there, literally stabilisers. Sit up like that there, I believe, and then when you get the gun ready, the gun sits in there, just in the centre of his back, like that. So it looks really excellent that when you display that, it's all proper kitted out. Okay guys, so now let's have a look at some of the Warmachine accessories that he comes with. Obviously he comes with a lot, because he wouldn't be a Warmachine otherwise. As Tony says in Ironman 2, all the bells and whistles, very subtle. It's called being a badass, Tony. So you get some hands with Warmachine. So these are the two. I've replaced the ones that he comes in the box with originally. These are the two here. So you've got the two clenched fists. Then he's got two hands open. So these guys are just posed with hands open. And then these ones here, I believe, are the ones that you can actually, yeah, all the fingers are articulated as well. So this is really great. Again, same colour as the armour, really nice detail on, but every single part of the hand is articulated with the fingers. There you can do a grab in or open wide up for the shooting pose. So this, yeah, it's pretty much quite the same, similar to the other opening hands as well. And I believe these are the ones that light up with the LED lights. So you've got two of those there. You get the alternate head, obviously. Don Cheadle's face in it, and Rhodes' face. Rhodes. There we go. Yeah, really nice likeness. I believe to the actor there. Hasn't really got much of a deadpan stare. You might look like it in the camera there, but when you actually have got it in proper real life, I think it actually looks a lot better there than it is on the camera. So that's cool. It's got this little bit that moves the jaw, and then you've also got this front plate here for the mask. So you can actually put it on like that. It magnetises into place, and you close the mouth up there. So that's really nice because that looks like the original head you get on with the figure. This one's the LED light up head, and then obviously you've got this original one, but I quite like the fact that if you do want the LED head, you can just display your figure with this, you know, and you can take that off if you want to, or just keep it on so you don't have to keep on switching heads out all the time, which is nice. You've got 2 replacement wrist weapons. So he comes primarily with just these 2 wrist gauntlets with nothing on it at all. So you've got the ones there with the guns there. So 2 of those. So again, you can replace those out on each hand. And then I believe underneath his hand, underneath his arm on each side there, he's got these kind of little plugs here, which you pull off, and you can replace them with these on each hand as well. So there's another gun that you can have on each hand. So that makes a really good display there. His missile pods are magnetised, so they come off, and you get replaced with these ones that you can magnetise into place, where the missile pods are open, getting ready to fire. So that's quite nice. Again, metallic colours in there, picked out nicely. Got sort of purple metallic kind of targeting reticules there, looks like. And then you've got these tiny little kind of shoulder rockets. Yeah, they're like dark little mini rockets that go on his shoulders, right by his head. Generally nothing, pretty basic there, design, bright gold. Very subtle, and they just literally clip into place, which I'll show you those in a second. He also comes with this little compartment, so you guys can see the amount of batteries that he comes with. So all these batteries are in the figure. I believe it's 3 of the bigger batteries here for the torso, then 3 for the eyes, and then 3 for each one of the hands. It was not that annoying putting the batteries in at all. Actually, you get a little mini screwdriver with it, which is great, a pair of tweezers. So, it literally took me about 15-20 minutes, because it's not a... you don't have to pull the sleeve up and stuff like that to do with Kylo Ren and Luke and everything like that, and you just break the figure. It's literally nice little easy compartments to access and get the batteries in. You also get a set of instructions. There's quite a few in here. It's literally got 10 pages worth of it. Guys, I would seriously consider looking at this before you put anything in. I literally sat there and read it for 5 minutes. Everything made a lot more sense to me. So it's where all the batteries go and what it does. And obviously his chest piece comes off as well. So his front chest plate comes off, which I guys will show you in my little video in a second. All the hand swap out options, and then the motion of the gun and the figure itself, so you don't break it. There we go, yeah. Also tells you about the be careful sharp edges on the armour and dropping the figure. It also tells you about the leg movement as well, so the legs can extend for better movement. Yep, swivel, detach indicated parts onto the air flaps as shown, do not adjust, blah 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 blah. So it tells you there, and all the movements there that the legs are capable of. The waist movement, extend the waist by pulling on the upper body, as I said, and then extend the feet by pulling them down slightly for better positioning. I've tried that, it was quite hard to do, I didn't really notice much of a difference with that, but all these instructions are in here, definitely worth a look at first. He also comes with the base that we all know by now. So you've got the Avengers Infinity War logo on the front, and then the Avengers symbol beyond with Warmachine on it. It also comes with the back bit as well that we know, with the adjustable kind of hook at the top here, spring right hook. So you can literally pop that in under his legs there, and it stops the figure from falling. I was a bit surprised they didn't use the other stand, the actual kind of really bendy, flexible one that you can put people in flying poses with. We see it with Spider-Man and a couple of other figures recently. I'm surprised. I don't know whether the figure's perhaps a bit too heavy for that as well. Like, the reinforced piping, but we didn't see that. It was just a standard one, but I've used this ever since I've opened the box, so there we go. So some of the other action features here that Warmachine has, so his chest piece comes off. It's really cool, this kind of circuitry bits and pieces underneath his armour. Nice little touch. Then his wrists twist and just literally come off. A lot easier to do than other Hot Toys figures because of the LED lighting in them. Bottom part of his arm there can literally come off around his wrist and be replaced with his gun. Just pops in the sockets there. And then the other side as well, you see guys there, you can just take that bit off, and then the gun weaponized version of it just pops into the pegs in place. Then obviously the missile pods, you can literally take that off. Again, a bit magnetised, push them into place there, nice and easy. And then these 2 flaps just literally lift up, and you can pop in the 2 sets of kind of smaller missiles or darts or whatever it is, just around his shoulders, sit in place there. So look at some of the articulation on the actual main gun as well. So as you can see, the gun swivels at several points on the top there. and literally throughout it the mounting apparatus as well, so you can literally swivel and turn the whole gun to have whatever shoulder you want, or whether you want it a bit more leaning to one side. This is one of the first battery compartments there, and the switch to do the lights on his hands. Nice and easy to get to as well. Really cool effects. And there's one on the back as well, so you literally look at the instructions for this, guys, but you pull that piece off. Another button there, turn it around, and it lights up the chest piece. And then lastly, one for the top of his head there, you take off the top of his helmet, and then there is the switch there. So really nice and easy, guys. You don't really have to do anything. It's a quick change and it looks fantastic. So thanks for watching, everybody. That was my review of the 1/6 scale Hot Toys die-cast Warmachine from Avengers Infinity War. This is a superb figure. Has it taken my top spot for the figures that I've reviewed throughout the year? I'm not too sure. Count Dooku is probably still sitting at my favourite, and that was just because the figure was great, the accessories and the sculpt of the figure was amazing. This here is just kind of more like just all the bells and whistles on it, literally, like the die-cast material, the paint application, just the weight of the figure, all of the weapons. He just poses so good. The light-up features, obviously the eyes and the arc reactor, and you know, all the repulsors on his hands, and he just looks so cool. And you've got all his missile pods deployed, the gun sitting there. He just looks superb. The base was a bit of a letdown. I think perhaps they could have done a bit more of a, the more heavy-duty base, so you could display him in a flying pose. The extra head sculpt is great, and I say the security of the packaging of the figure was really, really good as well. This is a must, guys. If you are a Marvel fan, Avengers fan, picking up these guys left, right and centre. If you've got Iron Man, it is definitely worth picking up his counterpart Warmachine, because like I said, Joey, he's just a big figure with loads going on, and it definitely feels like it is worth the money. He's hitting eBay now. I believe he's out in the States. You're still pre-ordering it for the UK. He's going to be a lot more than your usual price point. I believe he's more kind of around £400-500. You can pick him up cheaper, probably, you know, in the US if you want to try your luck, or Japan, or Hong Kong, but you might have to pay those pesky import charges. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next review, which is coming out pretty shortly. Until next time, see you soon. MDW signing off.